you guys, welcome back. I am here, not looking that great, but that's because today I very quickly jumped out of bed and ran to Walmart, and I will show you why. This is why. Wow. So you guys, I am like speechless. In Minnesota, we have a Facebook group called Minnesota Big Box Store Watch or something like that. And this morning, late last night, somebody in a town that's like, I'd say like maybe 30 or 40 minutes north of the cities, posted that their Walmart, sorry, there's such a loud bird, posted that their Walmart got tie constellations. And like in their post, they looked fine. They looked like decent, you know, but I will say when you compare it to the tie constellations that I have, mine have a lot less speckling and then just pieces of that sectoral creamy variegation. But this morning, which is a Saturday morning, somebody posted in the Walmart that's closest to me a picture of the shipment that came in, and this is what I saw. I saw the marbling, the mint, and the half moon sectoral creamy variegation. And you guys, I sat there and I was telling Dino, I was like, I think I have to go. Like, I would feel dumb if I did not go and get one, because look at how stunning these are. Mind you, I have that, use my leg, that over there, that massive tie. So like I do have, you know, a beautiful big one. And then I have two smaller ties. But like I said, my two smaller ties don't really have much for the marbling constellation part of a tie constellation. You guys can see these are really speckled. And then it's one of those things where when I already have that plant, the variegation just has to be top tier for me to want to get more. And the fact that I got two, no shame, I got two because I think I'm gonna pot them together. But like, look at how beautiful these are. I'm gonna show you one at a time. All right, so this one was my first choice that I really wanted, just because, again, look at total half moon, but then also some little marbling, and then you got some mintiness going on there. But like two leaves are, for the most part, half moons. This one's almost a half moon, which is really crazy, because if they weren't this established with these leaves and maybe they were just babies, I wouldn't pick it up because of this leaf. So, you know, I would maybe consider it with this one, but this leaf, which looks to be the newest leaf or the most recent, this is where I was like, I don't even care that I have other tie constellations. This one is like top tier. This one's amazing. So for anyone interested, obviously you guys should check your own local Walmarts. This is the Grower's Bench by Wild Interiors. This is the tag. I know it's gonna be flip-flopped because my camera mirrors. But yeah, so I would go check your local Walmarts because I think other states are also getting them. And the variegation patterns on all of them just look phenomenal. Yeah, so this is the first one, and if I was only gonna take one home, this is the one that I would have taken home. And look at the size of the leaf. About the size of my head, a little bigger. So like, that's a pretty good size. They are in a 4-inch pot, but I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, so they're in a 4-inch pot, but you see the roots coming out the bottom. They probably soon could be potted up into like a 5 or 6-inch pot. I'm gonna wait to do that because I don't want to shock the plant. You know, I just brought it home and these things are used to ideal conditions. These things were just unboxed like this morning. So I just kind of want to get the plant situated and adjusted to my apartment, and then I will probably pot it in a bigger pot. I think I'm gonna pot them together though, in one pot. I'm actually doing a lot of that this weekend. I'm not gonna film it because I really just wanna like get it done, but a lot of plants that I have duplicates of, I'm giving away to friends and family, and or potting into one pot to try and consolidate and to help with space. You can see like I have some open areas. I'm really trying to shift things around because I'm also going to pot up a crap ton of seeds today. So I need to have some room on my shelves for that. All right, this is tie number 2. So this one would have been the second choice because it does, I mean, there's not even marbling. It is just a straight half moon. My big tie has some parts that are just straight sectoral creamy variegation. And I do like that. Like with a tie constellation, I like to have a little bit of both. I like this, but then I also love like this. And it's more on the minty side with this one. But you guys see how there's like a big chunk of mint, creaminess, but then tons of marbling. I can definitely grab my other ones and show you guys which other ones I already have. But this was my second option. And like I said, I was like, you know what? I'm not taking 5. I'm not taking all of them, but I think that I want 2 of them. So yeah, I mean, I got my butt out of bed and I raced over there and got 2 of them. What I'm noticing though, I don't know if these were tissue cultured, but first of all, there's a new leaf on the way. I gotta be careful, but if you guys can tell, do you guys see there's a little bud right there and a little bud right there? I don't think, they're not roots. Like I think those are stems. I think those are another like 2 stems. And with tissue culture, you always usually will see like just such a cluster of little baby plants all in one. So that's kind of why I'm like, these must be tissue culture, because it doesn't seem to be growing. Like you wouldn't see the stem like branch off or something, but I don't know. So there's 2 buds, so I'll be really curious to see what those do, if they are even gonna do anything, if they're gonna grow. However, you know, if I do end up repotting this thing, they may die off. They may not like that, so we'll see. But yeah, again, like leaf size, beautiful. And I just think these together in one pot would just look so, so pretty. So you guys, Walmart. They were $40 a piece. I did not realize that until I checked out. I don't know why. I think I just got so used to paying those Costa Farm prices, like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. So when I rung them up, I was like, 40 bucks, but I mean, at this point, I didn't even care. Like these ones for sure were 100% worth 40 bucks in my opinion. And like I said, they are 4-inch pots. So, you know, 40 bucks for a 4-inch pot, I don't know, but they are pretty grown as you can see. And when I looked at the roots underneath them, they look like they could probably be potted in a 5 or 6-inch pot. So long story short, that is why I look like this. I ran out of bed, zoomed over there. There were so many there, and there were a ton of other Walmarts in Minnesota in the area that were getting tie constellations. So I am super excited to see them start popping up. I honestly never thought I'd see the day. That is why I invested in a massive one, but still no regrets on that, because it has been so worth it to have one that is already mature, already has double fenestrations, leaves this big. Like, no regrets on that. But my other 2 little ties, I'm like, now, I mean, you know, I didn't think I'd see the day that I'd get something like that at Walmart for such a good price. Another thing I want to update you on, look at what I got. This is like a good and bad situation, good and bad story. What's crazy is that I think my last 2 videos I told you guys oh, someday maybe. I don't think I'll ever get one of those. The variegated philodendron Billy Tays, Billy Ates, Billy Ties, however you want to say it. Because like you guys saw in that plant tour video, they are still so expensive. But there was a local person here in Minnesota who is a pretty well-known seller in our Minnesota Facebook group pages. And she had a little baby one. And so I was like, I don't know if this plant price will ever come down. I mean, that's exactly what I thought for the Thai constellations, and then now look at it. But these ones are a little bit trickier. I think they're a little trickier to propagate. A variegated one, and also the internode spacing is just so small. So I feel like normally if you do decide to do that, you have to sacrifice a leaf or two, and I just don't think people are really willing to do that with a variegated Billy. But anyways, yeah, so the seller in a random purge just had this one, and I don't know if it was a mid cut or a top cut. I think it was a mid cut. And it was only $135. I say only, I know that's still a lot, but it's very good compared to everything else, which is like $500, $700, $1,200, $1,500. So $130, I was a little bit more willing to swing. And this is the newest leaf that is just about finishing up hardening off, which is a good sign, new growth. However, look at this leaf. I'm not one that gets worried about yellow leaves. I mean, it happens, and you know, I don't know. I should have asked to see the roots. I asked to see the mother plant before I was like sold mine, because this, I mean, it's only, you guys, it's yellow. It's not variegation. It's like dying yellowing. So this was like, for the most part, green. And I was like, But then this being the new leaf, it's like half marbled variegation. I was like, can I see the mother plant? Like, I just want an idea on the variegation before I buy it, because I'd want to make sure it was actually going to have potential. And the mother plant had beautiful variegation. But I didn't ask to see the roots, which is also something that's just so important when you guys are buying plants off of a purge, because you just never know, unless they're in a plastic container that you can physically see the roots. And I knew I should have asked. I thought about it and I just didn't, because the person was just such a credible seller and always is selling, and people always give such glowing reviews. So I was like, no, I'm gonna trust it. Unfortunately, when I went to pick it up, it was in a box, so I couldn't see it. And then I brought it home, which I had like a decent drive. I mean, the person lived like 40 minutes to an hour away, but we met halfway. It's in a clear cup now because I put it in a clear cup. It came in a mix, and the cup that it came in was a clear cup, but it came without any sort of drainage holes. I put holes in the bottom of my cups, even if I do moss or something, because I don't want to risk any sort of root rot. But they did a soil perlite mix to propagate it, and I opened it up, looked in the box, and it had root rot. Like, all the roots were rotted and just came off. So I was just kind of like, that's not great. Like, but I didn't ask to see the roots, and I'm trying to think, even if they claimed that it was like a rooted plant, I'm pretty sure they did, but like, you know, it's just, it's hard. So I also didn't want to bring up concerns or stir up any problems or anything with the seller. But unfortunately, yeah, the roots were rotted, and they maybe they didn't know that, because if it has a new leaf that just came out, you'd think everything was fine, you know? But yeah, so immediately what I did was I took it out of the mix that it was in. And also, that's also why I'm like, I don't know, if you're good at it, like, don't do drainage holes. But if you're not, like, I don't know, I just don't think it hurts, you know? Like, put drainage holes in your props. And so then I took it out, and put some damp moss around it. Not super wet moss because it just was rotting. It was in super sopping wet, like medium. So I got all the rot off, and I wonder if I can show you. I don't want to make a mess. There were what appeared to be 2 nodes. Obviously one of them was activated because of the plant, the new leaf that grew out of it, but there's another node. So I cut all the rot off, and I'm really hoping that, like I do with a lot of other plants that I've had root rot, I can just moss prop, put it in a cabinet, and hopefully reroot it. So as of right now, like, this leaf is slowly dying. I totally expect that because it should be focusing on putting its energy into creating new roots. Once this leaf starts to go, then I'm gonna get really worried. I'm really praying and hoping that I can save this, because obviously this is a wish list plant that I've been wanting, and the price point, I mean, you know, but I am just so like upset because of course I finally get it and then it has root rot and I'm having to now save it. So yeah, it's a bummer. It's exciting and it's a bummer. So send me good vibes because I hope it works. And I literally just got this done in like the last day or two, so it's not by any means gonna show any roots or anything. But yeah, it is just this leaf's gonna slowly die off, and I'm a little scared. But I will keep you guys updated if I can save it. And if not, I just have to cry about it and throw it away. So yeah, give me your best wishes. Other than that, just a couple updates, you guys. These blooms did open up and they smell like popcorn. They smell like buttered popcorn. And then they opened up over there, and these ones open up soon, so that's super exciting. And I believe over here, this one is going to flower again, which is exciting. I'm gonna pop you back over here. What's funny is I was checking on this cabinet, and when I opened it, I got a huge floral whiff. And I was like, all right, which Hoya is flowering? It's my fungi. This one is so funny. This is a prop that I intend to sell, or honestly, I think I'm gonna give it away. But it went and grew all the way up there, grew all the way back there, and then flowered right underneath that pot. It is so flower scented, like it's more of a floral scent, whereas the other one smells like buttered popcorn. But yeah, this one, you guys, if you don't have a Hoya fungi, you need to get one because it's such a resilient plant that grows like a weed, and it is so easily flowering. Like, that's a prop that flowered. That's crazy. And then that dinner plate Hoya just put out a new leaf. Looks like it kind of would like some more room. It's not yet hardened off. We'll see if it gets any bigger, but pretty crazy how big these leaves are getting. Honestly, I should probably take it out of this cabinet, to be honest. By the way, for reference, this is what my current ones look like. So you guys can see there's not much for variegation. This one's got a little bit, but like there's not even much for speckles. So that's why I was like, I'm really looking for one that has good variegation. My other one, this is my elbow, so ignore that, but it's got some, you know, but still not a ton. This one though has some sectoralness, although it's more white, but no, that's definitely a tie. So those ones, I just up potted these like a day ago. I wanted to pot them together too, but I didn't have a pot at the time. We got a new leaf coming, but you can see why like I preferred the variegation on the ones that I just got, because these ones just don't have much. All right, you guys, so that is it. I just want to show you guys my crazy finds. I will say, you know, I I definitely don't need more plants. I don't need more ties. But I will say that's one thing I really love about the plant hobby is the finds. It's the hunting. It's the stumbling on a great unicorn plant, or even just, it makes me so happy to see these plants that were so expensive now become so much more affordable and available to people. And a little update, I know somebody who just went to the same Walmart that I was at to pick up a tie, and they're already like sold out. I mean, everyone is reporting that these Walmarts are just like cleared out now. And like I mentioned before, it's unfortunate that there's people who are actually grabbing like 5 or so, which, like, I don't know, it's hard because it's like, okay, well, maybe they have 5 friends or a few friends that they're going to share with, but you just never know in that instance. That's why, like, I don't usually get more than 2 if I do get multiples. But yeah, so they are going like crazy, but it's kind of slightly the fun part about plants is the hunting and the finding, and like, it's just fun, you know. But as we all know, I'm also watching my spending, so you got to be careful with that too. So now the rest of the things I got to do, I did so much potting yesterday. Like, I did a lot of plant potting and a lot of propagations got potted up. And then I actually went through my collection, things that I have duplicates of that I'm not in love with, that I don't really want to hold on to, or even propagations that I'm like, I mean, I know I propped it that I could then maybe like fill out a plant or something, but I just don't really want to do that. I set aside a bunch of plants that I'm going to give to my sister and to my friend Samantha, and I think they'd really appreciate that. I like gifting them. It's just easier than doing a purge and selling and money and planning pickups. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just kind of like doing an audit of my plant collection. Highly recommend. It's a good time. Spring cleaning. Things are gonna start growing. So like, honestly, a lot of my plants, I bought a lot of 8 and 10 inch pots because a lot of my plants need to be potted up. And then plants that I do have duplicates of that I do love, I am going to start planting a bunch of them together into pots so that I can get bigger plants, fuller plants. And when I do moss poles, then it's not just like one strand, it'll be a few plants in the pot, just like I did for my Mandula totem. So that being said, rest of today, I literally have to plant a bunch of those 8 and 10 inch plants. I got to clean a lot of plants, you guys. I have some spider mites. I just got to start spraying a bunch of stuff down. And honestly, a lot of stuff hasn't gotten showered in a while. Like, there's some dust collecting on things, some spider mites. So today is going to be a big cleaning day for a lot of plants, which will feel really good. And then I just got a crap ton of soil and seed starting stuff because I ordered like 20 seed packets of medicinal herbs that I would like to grow for myself. So I have so much planting and just so many plant chores to do the rest of today, but I don't know, I kind of don't hate it. It's sunny out and I have motivation, I have energy. With the seeds though, I gotta find a place to put the trays, so there's a chance that I rearrange the Wishlist shelf in the living room because that would make the most sense. And I did thin out a lot of plants that were on that shelf, so I might have room to do that there. Otherwise, I don't know, I gotta figure it out. If you guys are interested, I can show you where I put the seeds, what I did for the seeds to start them, any of that stuff if you're curious. But yeah, I should probably get to it now, huh? I've been procrastinating it. Oh, also I gotta extend my moss poles really bad. That one in particular, I have been procrastinating. There's a chance I still procrastinate it more, but my plants would really appreciate it and they really need it. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I procrastinate too much. Okay, that's all. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you guys have had any crazy Walmart, big box store plant finds lately, or just like what plants you guys are loving, or even like plants that are wish list ones that you hope to find soon. I love hearing what everybody is like all excited about and really want. If you have any questions, let me know. If you guys want to see any certain content in particular, let me know, especially since you guys kind of know what I have going on. Yeah, but I just love hearing from you guys, so comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.